Hello and welcome to Diaspora Digital Media. We're now in January 2024, and quite a number of cases regarding the 2023 February, uh, 2023 general election are being concluded today. We have had cases in Lagos, Somolu, Kanu, Plateau State, Ebonyi, Cross River. And the question has always been, well, has decision to pick governors in the state been passed from the public, the electorate, to lawyers or the judiciary? Yes, it's part of the process. But right now, it's Judgment Day. And with me in the studio, I have Miles Jack Terrier. Miles, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon, everyone, listener out there.
Okay. Yeah, they're coming up in a moment. So, and it's been a long, long time, considering that elections for governorship were held sometimes in March 2023, and it's about a year. So I guess we're back now. Yes, with me, I have my colleague Kevin Jacko. Kevin, how's today? That's great. We also have Miles Teye Jack. Miles, you're welcome. He's a regular here, so you know him. Miles, you're
Thank,
welcome.
thank you very much. Good to have you.
Yeah. And then we also have Peace Dafur. Peace, you're also welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure to be here today.
You're welcome. And you may need to speak a little louder. So we'll start with you, Miles. Let's go straight into the chase. What's happening in our judicial sphere? How are the judgments going?
Yeah, good afternoon, listener. Good afternoon, Mr. Palm here in the studio. Good afternoon, Peace, and Kevin Jackpo. As it is, so many people are tense for those whose state judgment has not been read. Like so far, we have about three states that their judgments have been read, and we could see a lot of them walking out of the court premises for those whose judgment have been passed. So there are more states that are waiting and very anxious and waiting with a lot of anxiety in them to hear for the judgment. So judiciary, yeah, a lot of people entered into the court hall with a lot of nostalgic faces, given the dwindling judgment, like picking from the tribunal to the appeal and now in Supreme, we could witness a lot of changes in the judgment. Like for those who were there, you see that what transpired in the tribunal, which is the arbitrary court for electoral college, to some of the state governors, it was read in their favors, and then coming to the appeal, it was an upturn of events. So yeah, basically today a lot of people are having mixed feelings with the outcome of what they are expecting today. Yeah, so basically, in the meantime we'll get to know or hear more about it from the courtroom. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Miles. So far, we've heard that Abbas had been returned in Kano, and I think somewhere in Lagos. The thing is still ongoing. Uh, but just before you step in, Peace, can we have your take on generally what is happening with the Supreme Court? What's your take on that?
Well, so far we can see for most of the states that
Okay, we seem to have lost her there. Well, before she comes in, yes, Miles, what's your reaction? It's like Abbas for Kano, Semolu for Lagos. That's still on a grapevine, or like picking from the news. But what are the states you have heard that judgments have actually been passed at supreme level?
Yeah. After that of Kano, it started with Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State APC
Okay, yeah.
against the appeal of Labour Party. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the Babajide Sanwo-Olu of APC. In Kano State, NNPP Abba has been also affirmed to be the governor of Lagos State in NNPP as against the appeal of the APC candidate. After that, we have seen it also in Bauchi State. Bala Mohammed of PDP also has been affirmed um, to be the governor of Bauchi State as against the appeal of Ibrahim Sadiq Mohammed. Yeah. So right now, Zamfara is ongoing. Yeah.
That's great. Any news about Plateau?
Oh yeah, Plateau. Yeah, you could see from the a lot of faces for those who were able to make it to the Supreme Court hall. You see
Yeah.
faces not too happy, not too excited. Mixed feelings. Quite expectant to hear. The two factions, the APC and the PDP followers who are able to make it to the studio are all having their arms folded and their faces very white, shining, and waiting to hear the outcome from the Supreme Court judges. Yeah. So Plateau is quite full of anxiety, full of mixed feelings, from the two sides. Yeah. Thank you.
We'll come into that interesting scenario. But let's hear from Peace. Peace is back now. Peace, yes. What's your take generally with the cases at the Supreme Court?
My sincere apologies for the audio and my very low voice. I'm battling sore throat. So,
No problem.
so far for the please, I want to be sure you can hear me.
You're audible. Right on, Peace. We can hear you.
Oh, okay, all right. So far, for some of the states whose judgment has already been read by the Supreme Court, I can see the reactions from the people. There are mixed reactions actually. The that they are quite pleased with the judgment so far. And for some of the other states that we are still waiting for, like our dear state, Plateau State, there's so much tension in town. Just before we got on meeting, I was having a conversation off air, and people are anticipating. There's a lot of anticipation from both the PDP, the APC, and all of that. So we hope that the judgment of Plateau State would turn out fine, and we hope that the party who the judgment would not favor would also take it well. We just pray for the best, basically.
Thank you very much, Peace. Yeah, I think I agree with that prayer as well. Um, so back to you, Miles. Peace just brought up a very sensitive issue here that the temperature in Plateau State may be a bit sensitive. Why do you think that is so?
Yeah. Since the inception of democracy in 1999 years, 1909 years, it has been PDP in power. And in the wake of 2015, APC came and took over power from PDP, the usual political party in Plateau State. And now PDP raised up and came up very strong to combat with the sitting APC administration. So, of course, expect the tension, expect all that, because, of course, when APC came on board, they did all they could and they tried their best. And of course, they have their followers as well in the state. Uh, Same goes to PDP also, who would want to have everything back into their palms. it's not easy to lose power for about 15 years, 16 years. So yeah, it's very tense, and the streets are empty. Everyone is skeptical. Yeah, there are with reasons to believe so, because Plateau State, permit me to say, in the history of politics in Nigeria, Plateau State has always been in the front burner of discussions and political determinations, political ideologies, political brain, you know. Uh, like someone would say, if you must win any presidential election in Nigeria, if it doesn't start from Plateau State, you are on your own. Take example from the outcome of the Labour Party candidate who has never contested for any presidential ticket in Nigeria. But just one time that he came out, you could see that Plateau State gave him massive votes, even more than the state he came from.
Mm.
Putting the votes that came from Plateau State, you can add up about one or two states in the east, southeast, where the presidential candidate came of the Labour Party. So it is very true that the weather and the environment is quite tense, and everywhere is so calm. Everyone is expectant. Everyone is waiting to hear the outcome of the judgment. So, but I like what Peace Dafo said, that if whoever the judgment favors, the other side should please take it in good faith, because it's politics, it's transient. Today it can be you, tomorrow it could be another person. So, but the ultimate thing is that both guys are Plateau indigenes, and of course, if I don't get it today, my brother can go on. Tomorrow can be my turn, and of course, the same Plateau people will still give me, since both parties have to do with the same Plateau people. So I like her analysis when she say whoever it favors, the next person should take it in good faith. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, please, do you have anything to say to that? Why the tension in Plateau? Is it because people were more favorably disposed to another than the other one? Or why did you mention that they should all take it in good faith? Are you anticipating some kind of violence? Hello, peace. Peace, Dafo.
Well, it's Plateau State, so let's be prepared. I would say we should be prepared for the. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on, go on. Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, go on. It's delayed response, but we can hear you. We can manage that.
Okay, like I said this is Plateau State, and anything can happen. I would advise that we be prepared. Okay, so this is our dear state, Plateau State. This is Jos, and anything should be expected from Jos people. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. So I would say that we should be prepared for the worst, and also while we pray and anticipate that the best outcome and best reactions are experienced and encountered in the town. The truth is, even before the elections in early last year, at about this time, the city has been in the same mood, because we had like three different groups of people on the plateau last year. By this time, we had the Labour Party faithfuls, we had the PDP faithfuls, and of course the APC faithfuls. Are you with me, sir?
Yes. Carry on, please. You are with you.
Oh, okay, all right. So, um in as much as the elections, it's with politics, we can't have two winners for a political seat. It's just one seat, and we have different political parties. And the truth is, we just have to learn to bear and take whatever the outcome or results of the elections come with. And in cases where we're not pleased with the result we have, that's why we have the appeal court and then the Supreme Court to tender our appeals and our concerns. And we pray and expect that the judges do their job and deliver proper judgment in the end. So whatever the judges decide in a case like this, whether they are right or wrong, at this point, there's literally nothing anybody can do about the judgment after now. Am I correct? So I'll just advise the people of Plateau to, I don't know, everybody cannot be like me, but before the elections, I would say I was quite, in as much as I had my own political preference for all the political seats and offices that we had elections, I would say that I was quite indifferent because on the platform, if you look at it without any political bias or anything, if you look at all the three major candidates for governorship on the plateau, they are all credible people if you look at them from different angles and from different perspectives, right? So I wasn't tensed about Plateau elections because I believe that whoever emerges as governor of Plateau State among the three, we have nothing to lose. They are all great people without the influence of the party godfathers, party, all of those things that spoils the brood. Without those things, as individuals, these people, these men are great men, and they are more than capable of leading the state to the next level. So I was quite at peace before the elections, and with the outcome of the elections, I was like, okay, this is what the people decide, because somehow it looked like it was a unanimous decision by the Plateau people to put that man on the seat. So with all that coming, with all the appeal coming up and all that, the appeal court says no, this man shouldn't be there. They gave their reasons. The man, His Excellency, the Governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Mutfan, said, "No, I deserve to be here. These are my reasons," and he went ahead and went to the Supreme Court. So, if the Supreme Court, after considering all the evidences and all the facts on the ground, decide today that he remains the Governor of Plateau State, I am equally good, fine with that. And if they decide that no, the APC candidate should be governor instead, and they give good reasons for it, I believe we are still fine as a state. But the PDP people should take a seat and prepare for the next elections. That's what I think. So whatever
Okay.
happens, I just want Plateau. We're already in a very fragile state considering the
Mm-hmm.
security tension and all that. So I don't think this should be something that would, a lot of people are waiting. We have so many
Okay.
opportunists around. They are waiting for the
Okay.
slightest provocation to
Yeah.
gaslight everybody. So that's
Okay.
why
Thank
my,
you
my
very
main
much.
concern for today is, yeah.
Thank you very much, Peace. Man, you opened fire there, and that's that's very nice. Miles, this during the after the court of first instance, it moved forward a step. The first instance state with Mufwang. Then I think the second place we moved to Nantawi. But what is the history? It's like overwhelmingly the state had voted for PDP on the results. What were the bases of this conflict in Plateau State? How comes it moved to the election tribunal? What was the argument of the APC, and why is it APC and in PDP?
Okay.
Yes, Miles.
Thank you for another chance for me to talk again. It is true. If you permit me, I will look at the entirety of your question with two eyes. One eye from the angle of having an opposition party in a state, uh, you know, um, battling to overpower a party that have a sitting president. And secondly, if you look at the gap that INEC, the Electoral College, provided or displayed or announced in the end of the February 25th election, you will see the gap is quite big, 580 something thousand as against 408 or so thousand.
About a hundred
So
thousand difference.
about 100,000 gap. So the Plateau people they are right if there's tension, because of course uh, Plateau people know who they voted for, but of course they are also skeptical, given that it is not PDP that is in power. I'm talking about at the national level. I mean, in the presidency. So
Yeah.
they seem to throw more tantrums than the sitting power. I mean, the sitting party candidate, Dr. Detawe Yilwada. who, they feel that guy is relaxed because he has his people at the helm of affairs who could easily say, hey, who is the Supreme Court judge? Okay, do this. You know, the reactions also trail from the fact that the arbitrary court, which is in charge of electoral activities, um, litigations, that's the tribunal, they passed their judgment earlier in favor of the PDP candidate, Caleb Mutfwang. But in the later days, the APC candidate appealed in the appeal court, and then the judgment changed completely to favor the APC candidate as against the arbitrary college and the electoral college. I mean, the arbitrary court and the electoral college outcome. So
Decision. Yeah.
definitely, that would have generated a lot of tension in the minds of the PDP followers. To begin to feel unsafe with the proceedings of the judgment. We know who we voted for, and then they are using their power to announce it in favor of a different person. So expect those fears from people in Plateau State. That is why even the PDP followers in Plateau State are quite skeptical. In the state today, like I said, streets are empty. Um, uh, Everywhere is calm. Everywhere is quiet. Everyone is expecting the judgment, to favor PDP, and everyone will be fine. Or it goes to APC, and then PDP followers who numbered more will agitate. That has always been the case in Plateau State. So definitely, the history comes up with a lot of anomalies from the judiciary aspect. They seem to have lost confidence in the face of people, due to their dwindling judgments, reading these pre-election matters. For example, in tribunal rules that either before primaries or after primaries are pre and post electoral matters are solely a political party activity. But coming to appeal court said, no, we don't want to hear you, we don't know you. Go and set your home in order and then conduct congress and come up with a candidate that you lack authenticity to field a candidate in your party. So these are some of the things that, of course, would trigger a lot from the people. So going by that, everyone will feel insecure from the PDP side that, oh, they are using their power of autonomy, their power of incumbency to take us out of place. Yeah, so basically in Plateau State, uh, people are quite skeptical. Trust me. You won't want to go out. If you are in Jos, you won't want to go out to anywhere. Given
Mm.
the empty street, they always busy streets suddenly become very empty. Everyone is afraid. If they give PDP, APC people will agitate. If it is APC that agitate, that are clinched, or they are given the mandate, PDP, of course, will come take to streets. And of course, it's not every rally or protest that ends uh, peacefully with especially in Plateau State. So, yeah, expect that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miles, for that elaborate the explanation. I don't know. I think we have been joined by Dr. Dung. If he is able to come up, of course, we'll get to chat with him. But this is what has been on the ground. Um, the real basis of the loss from PDP to APC at the court of second instance, the appellant court, was, as we hear, was structural. Like you mentioned, that the PDP didn't have a structure as at the point they were fielding in their candidates for the elections. And from antecedents, we have seen that the state representative, the lawmakers have all been knocked off based on that. How comes the court of first instance, the tribunal, discarded that one? What was their argument for it based on the greater good of all? What was their argument? Yes,
Are
Mr.
you?
Meyer.
Oh, yeah. It's quite pity that Nigeria seems to have lost confidence almost in every facet of government. Else, if you ask me, all litigations should end within the tribunal, which is the designated arbitrary court that is, if you ask me, attached to electoral college. For any litigant who failed, certain issues should be addressed. Um, Ordinarily, it shouldn't pass that level. And of course, there are stipulated times, I mean, days, to which anything that exceeds that will not be honored by any court apart from the tribunal, the tribunal court. So, but in the recent elections, you will see that the interlocutory cases are overlooked. There are cases that are supposed to have been taken care of within a given number of days are not also put to consideration. And then after a lot of days pass, after the provided days, you still see people going ahead with their litigations, you know, even ahead of the time that is given. So we seem to have lost it even from that angle. If you look at, I've been following carefully the proceedings from the tribunal. You will see that the electoral college are supposed to stand, that are the ones in charge of monitoring. Even the party congresses are supposed to be given a voice to stand and speak and say, look, we witnessed this political party congress. They conducted a congress, or they
Mm-hmm.
didn't conduct a congress. We didn't witness anything like that. They were all
Mm-hmm.
shut out of the proceeding. I keep
Right.
asking this question. If APC government, like with regards to Plateau State now, if APC
Yeah.
candidates or team are coming to say PDP lack the structure to field a candidate in the election, it is quite abnormal that someone from a different political party is having headache or taking medicine with another political party's headache, you know, which was why the interpretation says they are
Yeah.
political matters. They are political party matters. I cannot
Yeah.
come from another party to go and begin to feel very uncomfortable with another party's problem. But INEC has come up to say, if you look at the petition of the APC in the first place, the petitioner mentioned severally that PDP conducted congresses even twice. What is the position? My question now remains, what is the position of the INEC Electoral College, who monitor and conducts the election for the political parties
Yes.
and
In
the
fact,
general
for every,
election?
yeah, for every primaries, INEC representatives should be there.
So what was their report? What is the nature of their reports? As for what did they write to the government, that yeah, we witnessed Congress of APC, yes, we witnessed Congress of PDP. What was INEC report? So does that not really matter when it comes to litigations like this? That someone has have to leave his own political party to come and try to settle a political party problem in another different party? What is the position of INEC? I keep asking this question. What is the position of INEC? So from there, you begin to see that a lot of things are going wrong. Someone somewhere has to receive instruction from somebody. I don't want to act, even as a chairman of electoral college, I must receive instruction from somewhere. That is
Mm.
where we are in Nigeria right now. That is why, even with regards to security, you keep hearing army chiefs will tell you, I was not given instruction from Abuja when people are being massacred, people are being killed,
Yeah.
and then someone
Can
whom
you imagine?
you say is the chief of staff or chief of the commander in chief, commanding officer of a division, lacks power to issue instruction for those in front of war,
Mm.
terrorists.
Within his
Check the number
vicinity.
of so check the number of soldiers that are being killed. If you go follow this carefully, you discover that some of them did not receive instruction to fire. And a terrorist who has come with all his firepower will aggressively clear you and move to the next place. So it applies to almost all the departments, ministries, and agencies in Nigeria. The power seems to be domiciled in one place, that someone is or is handling the activities of the legislature, someone is handling the activities of the judiciary, and then also doubling as the executive. So these other arms are not independent. Like the electoral college matter we're talking about, INEC, it says independent national electoral power. They're supposed to be independent, but
Not
are
dependent.
they? They are not. They are quite dependent on listening to what the instructions they will be given. So that's the problem we find ourselves in today, you know.
So,
So definitely there are so many things going wrong. And I won't be surprised if this judgment is given to APC uh, in Plateau State today, even when people in Plateau State know whom they voted for. I won't be surprised if the judgment is given to PDP, even when the Plateau people know who they voted for. So I have stopped disturbing myself over any outcome of the judgment in the Supreme Court today because nothing seems consistent, incoherent, inconsistency in the judicial system. You can't trust them anymore. It's about money back. It's about money today. Oh, go behind doors. Oh, they have seen me before the day, so I will have to go and read what I am expected to read. Trust me. Look at the presidential Supreme Judge ruling. Got everyone tired. Deal with
mhm,
you. In fact, everybody who had evidences against the APC were all sleeping at that court. All the people with evidences, all the people who could say one or two words in the court that they were all
mhm,
sleeping,
including some of the
you
judges.
know, including some of the judges. So this country, the dynamism of things in this country seems quite scary. I fear for the next generation. Trust me, I fear.
Wow, thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles, for that. It's sometimes a bit funny in more civilized climes. I'm not saying that Nigerians are not civilized, but we probably don't have the push or the right mindset. Why is it that from the analysis that you have given and that of Peace Darfur, it shows clearly that we had almost a million votes, a million people came up and then they decided on who the governor should be. And in almost all of the states that this thing is going on, that is now in the Supreme Court, people came out in their thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, to decide who should govern them. Why is it now that we have five people, seven people taking the final decision on who should govern such states? When will Nigeria get it right? Peace, you have anything to add to that? It's open. Any of you can chip
Yeah. Again, let me come before my dear sister comes up. Um. That Naraguta B word that was the bone of contention with regards to the governorship election in Plateau State. I was right in the collation center. Permit me not to say what party I belong to. I'm a
Okay,
neutral person.
misunderstanding. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I was right in that place. In the beginning, I was outside. That rain that fell that day, I remember it rained that day. I was soaked and still dried up, still in the rain. Before I got inside the hall proper, I can tell you results were collated from every local county, local government in the state, except for that Naragota B ward. I took a drive to that place and I saw what I saw. To be honest, in Plateau State, it has always been collate all the local counties, and then when it remains one or two local, delay it, and then let's see which one we can add to which and which one we can reduce from which. I can tell you, I saw three different vehicles coming with ballot papers filled up in the ballot boxes, already thumb printed, coming from God knows where, when collation of results were closed. So you can see how the APC, to be specific, tried to maneuver their ways to try to, because there was exchange of fire. You know, the youths, PDP youth stood and said, "Look, we are not going to allow you to enter with these ballot boxes because we don't know where you're
Wow.
bringing them from." APC
Literally.
guys came and said, "Look," APC guys said, "Look, this was from Garba Daho ward, and somebody Abana Shehu ward or so, and then Agwarimi. There were three wards they mentioned that day. And then I remember one of the people who run inside quickly and brought the ballots and said, "So if you are saying those ones you are coming with are from this area, so what about this? We have collected
Another
and we have
result was
closed.
there.
We don't know, we don't know where you're coming with that." So um trust me, Plateau people knew who they voted. You could determine the result. Plateau have, for God's sake, only 17 local counties. Not like Kano that you have
Yeah.
40 something. And then things still will go smoothly. But Plateau with as little as 17, when they start counting, getting to 10, you should be able to determine if whoever wins or whichever political party will win. But when it gets to just one and just three polling units, and then it became the headache of everyone in the state. I can tell you, Plateau people know whom they voted for. They know whom they gave their mandate to. And that is why I fear that if this comes out to be in favor of APC, like right now, where I am, I can tell you I cannot guarantee my security going back home. So, but if it is
Well,
APC, PDP that wins, trust me, everywhere will be quiet because a number like if you ask me to put it on the rating, I can tell you 80, 85 to 90% of people in Plateau State gave their votes to PDP.
all
Yes,
right,
I
all right,
witnessed that.
Mike. All right.
I make bold to say that.
I can hear you. Well, it's a free discussion, of course. Peace, your general take. Are we ripe for democracy in Nigeria, Plateau State to be particular? Peace.
Okay. Like
Yeah, with reference to the Supreme Court, what is going on? You know, we were saying uh, in other countries, you don't even need to go to court. In the
okay,
US, in
like
Germany,
Mr.
you don't.
Miles said, letting people.
Okay, there's a buffer. So please, when the sound is down, carry on, continue. We can hear you, please.
Okay, so he mentioned Plateau people know exactly who they voted for. Everybody on the plateau, I am saying this with all love for this just for me. This is just people in power and those flex muscles trying to exercise the power that they have, trying to overturn the decision of the people. Plateau elections for me is one of the states that shouldn't even be in dispute first place. If you look at the track from the elections, Plateau people knew what they were doing. They know exactly what they want, and they came out en masse and voted and the party that they want. So the truth is Nigeria as a country is sadly a crime scene. It's a crime scene, and it's so that no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you try to make things right, especially in terms of democracy and politics, the political government, the people claim to uphold the courts that keep them together. They still want to exercise that authority. They want to flex more what they can. To be honest, winning. As individuals, they are tired of the back and because they have people they are answerable to. They are looking at the people. They are looking at their godfathers, their political mentees and mentors. They feel okay, let's just take this to the finish line for the sake of these people. But as individuals, they are tired. They wish they can also just let it slide and wait for the next elections. If I were election, that is why I would forever respect the Labour Party candidate on the Plateau state. Look at what he did on the day of the elections. Plateau elections, as far as I'm concerned, in as much as the results were a bit tampered with, I believe that the results still say it has a lot to say. No matter how you try to analyze it from the left or right, whatever angle, whatever perspective, there's some points out to you knowing that plenty people know what they are doing. Their votes are intentional and they are rigid. They are quite strong. People try to manipulate Plateau, the outcome of Plateau elections in different ways, but look at where we are. Look at how we came out. This shows a clear. It's a clear fact. It's nothing. I really don't like the topic of Plateau politics because it pisses me off so easily. But it's sad. It's really sad.
It is.
I just hope that we
Okay.
will get it right this time.
hmm Wow. Thank you very much, Peace. And once again, my name is Lampam Jr., and you are still on to Diaspora Digital Media. We take it as it is. Supreme Court judgments are being passed today in Lagos, Kano, Ebonyi, Cross River, Bauchi, and of course, Plateau State. And here we have in the studio, we've had for the past 30 minutes or so, Mr. Miles Taye Jack and Peace Dafur airing their views on the matter. And I still have my colleagues around there. We have Alex Chigozie and Kevin. I don't know if you guys are still around. Alex, you have any question for our guest? Anything to contribute on the topic? Any news from the other states? Yeah, like Bet Niger. Mm, it is serious. Why did I see issue? Kevin, what's your general opinion? You have any updates from any of the states
Let
while we're
me
on our
let me give
discussion?
my observation. Let me give my observation. I think I don't know what must have happened, but I actually watched Kano State. I think what played out in the tribunal when Kano was hot. It didn't play out now. In fact, the Kano governor was in court today, and I was just trying to imagine what would have happened as even they didn't give that into the Kano governor today. Kano would have bored and something would have started today. But when I
Absolutely.
checked Twitter some moments ago, I saw that it favored him, and so he even went to his mom and that's trending right now. He went to his mom and even gave thanks and that. But so far so good. I think everything's going well. I'm only looking out for um, states and I'm hopeful that things will actually play out and the way the Plateau State people want it. But so far so good. Everything seems to be going well. Lagos was affirmed. Well, let's see how it goes. But so far, so good. But to me personally, when it comes to the tribunal, the law in Nigeria, when it comes to law, our judiciary in Nigeria, I don't right now. It's nothing to write home about. The scar of the last election is still on our minds, and we're still kind of feeling the bruise. Well, so far, so good. That's my take. Over to you, Mr. Palm.
Yeah, as we wrap up, thank you, Kevin. Thanks, Alex, Peace, and Miles. This is a question that's always eaten me up. Must election cases go to tribunal in Nigeria? Your take as we wrap up. Let's start with peace. Must election cases, must there be a tribunal after election? Why can't it just what the people have decided? Let's work with it. Peace.
Elections, there is absolutely no need for elections to for petitions to go to tribunal after elections, because if the Independent Electoral Commission are doing the right thing, they are going by the book, there's no need for that. Because right, so there's no need for a tribunal after election, because if you look at all the issues that we are bringing up at the tribunal, they are mostly pre-election matters. We shouldn't be These are issues that should be addressed even before the elections, not after the people have voted for who they want, and you're bringing up other things to overthrow the candidate who won. There's no need for an election tribunal after elections if we make sure that we are doing the right thing, going by the books before and during the election. During the electoral process,
Mm.
there's no need for any election. If you look at all the other developed countries, they don't do that. There's no need for any tribunal.
Thank
It's
you
sad
very
that
much,
Nigerians
Peace.
are losing faith in the judiciary, and I hope that we'll be able to mend and fix this broken bottle here. Honestly,
Mm.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peace. Miles, why must elections get to tribunals and your closing remarks?
Yeah. Before the at the emergence of democracy in Nigeria in '99 till sometimes in 2015, we have always had a peaceful transition of elections handing over and taking over from either opposition or the ruling party from one office to another. But since electoral college, the INEC uh, start misbehaving, started receiving monies from the highest bidders in the contest, that to me was when the whole issue of litigations emerged and started burning like a wildfire. That today, if you can agree with me, before 2015, there has never been any litigations that has taken to Supreme Court. It has always ended in the tribunal. That is, if where it is necessary, where the people feel we actually voted for this, but this was that was announced. We have always had a peaceful transition. But since from 2015 to today, number of people that have even emerged and sat in the seats, their elective seats, and still be removed, you can count them. Countless number of people.
Mm.
Like in the state, a whole out of 23, 17 seats were thrown out of their seats. In the National Assembly, in the reps, almost uh, all of them. In the Senate, one was taken out in a state. So tell me, if the INEC, like my sister Peace said, if the INEC know what they stand for and stick within the rules of their game, I believe we will not have cases we are having now. It will go back to those days of, oh, we put a contest, we put a fight. It was a strong fight, but you win, my brother. Congratulations. I wait for my time. But
Mm. Thank you
today,
very
it's not what is obtainable. So I put everything to the electoral college and then the sitting power. Yeah.
Thank you very
So
much,
if
Miles.
Nigeria
Thank
wants
you.
to have it smooth today, we must allow INEC to play by the rule of their game, and then also allow whoever is sitting as a grand commander in chief to also hold on to his executive responsibilities and allow the judiciary to thrive and allow the legislative arms to thrive. Else, we will keep having recurrence of what we are seeing today. Like during the Goodluck Jonathan government, where the confab came up with a report and then it was just dumped somewhere. And
Mm.
then everyone that the match will play will do what he wants and what will be favorable and what will be comfortable with them. So if we can dust out, I have recommended it somewhere that if we can dust that report of the confab and work with it, trust me, a lot of things in Nigeria today will come to um, back to their status quo, and then Nigerians will not be crying like you see people crying all over the place now. A professor walked to me and said, "Look, I need 5K." I was so afraid. You know, when a professor tell you, "I want to see you in my office," you go with fear. Like, why is he calling me? But when I got to the office, the man looked at me and turned his head face down and said, "Look, I need 5K from you." I wouldn't ask anybody. I was so. I was sweating in his office, you know. But I discovered he couldn't even fuel his car. A professor.
Mhm, mhm.
So I believe if the right thing is done, we'll go back to our normal life and then everyone enjoy themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miles, for that. You know, we are living in a country where the standard of living has dropped to the lowest ever. You can see it not because of the value of naira to the dollar. It is physically on the street. You can see it in the faces of people walking down the street, and it's a pity. And before we wrap up, Kevin, Alex, any final punches as we wrap up? Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. Any closing remarks? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Kevin, go on. Alex, please hold on a while. Kevin, wrap up so that we can go to Alex.
Yeah, about the states, like I said, well, to me, some generally in some states, the to me and to some people, the judgment was awful. While in some other states, it went as expected. But we know that nationally, the because in the countries that don't still have good institutions in terms of judgment. So um, in terms of judgment, we don't still have good institutions, and we hope that one day we get it right. In terms of getting the common man to or getting the right judgment that we expect to get, not manipulation that we've been seeing. So, well, mixed feelings generally. That's just it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Alex, your final opinion or impression?
Chigozie, what from you? Okay, I think Chigozie is not
Yes,
on.
can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we
Am I
can hear
audible?
you now. Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Go ahead,
Go on.
Chigozie.
All right. So, for me, I just want to say, I hope that I hope that justice will be served today. Although personally, I'm not I'm not putting any hope or trust in the judiciary because as far as I'm concerned, they've lost their trust. I don't think until we see a reform, I don't think I can trust the judiciary, the Nigerian judiciary anymore. But then that's it for we are waiting to see the outcome of today at the end of the day. But for my final remark, I just want to thank our guests, Mr. Miles and Miss Peace, for joining us today. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much, Alex Chigoze, for that one. And yes, peace. It's been nice having you on the show. You're most welcome, and thank you for making time. Miles Teye, it's been always beautiful to have you around. Ladies and gentlemen, you have
Thank
been
you.
to, yeah, you're welcome. This has been Diaspora Digital Media. We have a role to play. You have a role to play. We need to have an independent INEC. We need to have an executive that will not interfere with the will of the people. We need to have a judiciary that will temper justice. Let justice be done, and not only that, let justice be seen to be done. A colleague once told me that unless uh, politics stops being the most lucrative business in Nigeria and Africa generally, corruption will be found in every sphere of government. What is your take? I leave you with that thought as we say, do have a pleasant time. Join us tomorrow on another edition of As They Happen. My name is Ron Palm Jr. Thank you, everyone. Chigoze, Kevin, see you guys. Ciao.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.